great package, and it's just not working tonight.
Breeze look deep, covered, comes back Kamara, made a man miss. Alvin Kamara across midfield, still on his feet. Kamara's got a bunch of room and some blockers, hurdling a blocker at the 25, inside the 50. What a run by Kamara, who's all the way in.
Welcome to That American Football Show, powered by EP Sports. EP Sports is one of the top suppliers in the UK for all your NFL merchandise. Check them out today at epsports.co.uk. If you like our stuff, please give us a like and subscribe or a follow wherever you're listening from. It really does help us out. But this is the part 2 of our predictions. We've done the AFC, and we're now going to go through the NFC, the playoffs, and then crown our Super Bowl champs. So without much further ado, let's get straight into it. We're going with the NFC North. Craig, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so with the NFC North, I've got the Packers going 13-4. That gives them the second seed. I've got the Bears at 9-8, coming in second place in this division. And then I've got the Vikings at 8-9. And then I've got the Lions, unfortunately, at 4-13. Sorry, Lions fans.
That's some Bears support?
I wouldn't say support, but I see them just. I mean, I would have had them at 8-8, but seeing as that's not an option anymore, I've got them at 9-8.
How do you feel about Justin Fields? Are you pro? Are you middle? Are you nothing?
I'm not really sure at the moment. This team does have a good defense. They've got Montgomery. They've got not got a bad offense. I don't know. It's tough. It was tough to call. I think that's why I've put them sort of around that middle of the road.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, so I've also got the Packers winning this division at 10-7, taking the 4th seed, and they're the only winning team that I've got. I've got the Vikings at 8-9 next, and I've got the Bears at 7-10. And then Craig was apologising to the Lions. He was being quite nice, I think. I've got the Lions at 2-15.
I've literally just realised you've all got the Bears higher than me, and I feel like a bit of a cretin for it.
Yeah, that's weird. That is something I'd expect you to put in about 13-4.
Yeah, I mean, I was close to it, you know.
I'm looking forward to this year's Am I Crazy?
I need to think of a crazy team.
Eagles.
Ooh, that is mean.
In that division, mate, anything can happen.
Maybe the Bengals or something.
I've seen what you put for the Eagles. We'll come on to that in a minute. So I've got the Packers at 12-5, taking the 3 seed. I've then got the Bears at 9-8, just missing out on a playoff spot. I've got the Vikings at 7-10, and then, like Joe, I've got the Lions at 2-15.
Okay. I've got Packers at 10-7 for 4th seed. I've then got the Bears second. I feel like I'm going to get flack for this. I will need to defend myself. So the Bears at 6-11. That seems reasonable. I've got the Vikings at 4-13. And I base that purely on the fact that I don't think Kirk Cousins will be playing a lot because obviously he's anti-vaccination. I won't get onto any of that topic, but as the saying goes, the best ability is availability. He's already, a whole quarterback room missed like a week already because they had a close contact warning. And I think 2 of them haven't had their vaccination. So and also some of the matchups, I was just like, Vikings don't win that, they don't win that. And I don't know, I just don't see him winning too much. And then the Lions behind at 3-14.
Interesting that Tim was saying that he's got them, because I was the same. I have them just missing out on a playoff spot.
I actually like the Bears. I've said it before, you can look back. I'm a huge believer in Justin Fields, and that's not just based off one preseason game. I've liked his college career. I liked him coming out of high school as well. So, yeah, like Vic Reeves said, I'm a believer.
But you reckon that he's going to really just go straight in and just propel them a lot higher than they have been in the last 3-4 years or so?
2 words. Andy Dalton. Of course he's going in.
I'm interested because with this year's draft of quarterbacks, outside of Trevor Lawrence, who obviously was the number 1 pick since week 1, there's been such parity between Fields, Mac, Trey, and Zach. There was no, until the Jets basically came out and said we're drafting Zach Wilson, no one could really call who was going to be going. And it's interesting because obviously it was Trey Lance 3rd, Justin Fields, what was he, 10th or 11th? And then
12th.
15.
Yeah.
like there was a bit of difference that other teams could have picked him up, and it's really going to hit back on some teams. It's like, why didn't you pick that quarterback when you could? Our biggest example is going to be Broncos or Panthers taking Field, but it really.
But the thing is, the unfortunate thing is, history tells us one of those players will be a bust.
Yeah.
We don't know which one, but I'll be shocked if all four of them go on to have stellar careers. Put it that way.
I'll just point out Josh Rosen, the 2018 10th round pick, is now a free agent, and he's just on the waiver wire. Like, what a fall from grace. And people said Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield are worse than him, and they both led their team.
I said that. That was me.
Okay, let's go into the mighty NFC East, the Thunderdome. Craig.
Okay, so I've got Washington taking this division. I've got them breaking the curse and taking this division 12-5 at the 4th seed. And surprisingly, I have 2 teams coming out of this division, which is also just as shocking. I've got the Cowboys taking the 6th seed at 10-7. I've got the Giants at 9-8, and then I've got the Eagles at 4-13. Sorry, Adam.
I think that's the lowest score we've given to a person yet in our 4. Joe.
Yeah, I've got the same 2 teams coming out of the division into the playoffs. However, I've got them the other way around. I've got the Cowboys winning this division at 11-6, taking the 3rd seed. I've got the football team going 10-7, taking the 7th seed. I've got the Giants going 7-10, not too bad for them. But I'm sorry, Adam, I've got the Eagles at 3-14.
I'm ready
struggle.
to prove you all wrong. Tim.
When I was doing this division, it's a surprise to me as well. I've got Washington going 11-6, taking the 4th seed. I've got the Cowboys making the playoffs as the 6th seed at 10-7. Then I've got the Giants at 8-9, and again, I've also got the Eagles at 3-14.
So not too different from mine then. Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Now,
so Adam, are yours going to be the same as ours?
For those who don't know, no one has won the NFC twice in a row since 2003 and 4, which the Eagles did it back when we made the Super Bowl. So I have got things vastly different from you guys. I'll go from bottom up. I've got everyone doing pretty well. I got the Cowboys and the Giants both going 8-9. Can't give them a winning record. They're both scum. Washington, I'm not going to discredit that defense. It's absolutely terrifying. So I've got them squeaking in 10-7, 6th seed. And then you guys haven't been watching the news. You ain't been seeing Jalen Hurts hitting Quez Watkins on them deep balls. I've got the Eagles going a nice, comfortable 11-6, taking that 3rd seed. Honestly, there's a chance we could go 3-14. There's a chance that we're going to just take a rebuilding year and whatever. But no one knows how good Jalen Hurts is yet. Everything's saying he's doing well. Everyone's saying he's got all these amazing things coming together. I'm so on board the hype train for him that I was like, there's no way I could take the Eagles losing.
I give it 3 weeks and this hype train's going to derail.
Just one question as well. I mean, was there any other reason the Cowboy and Giants are 8-9 rather than both being scum?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Giants O-line, they've not fixed it, and it's going to be a problem because Daniel Jones, whilst he has his moments, I last year I was very much he could be the guy. I don't think he is the guy. I think he's acceptable and he will win you games, but he won't win you the playoffs. Everything else about the team is good. Their offensive line, they lost Kevin Zeitler, and he was their best offensive lineman on. Like they just let him go. They didn't even try and resign him. It was ridiculous. Cowboys, granted, the offense is amazing, but Dak's already got some problem with his shoulder, and defense is defense, and they are the Cowboys.
Fair enough.
Mike McCarthy's not the coach for me. Sorry to say.
We say how this is a tight division, and the only team that none of us don't have winning this division is the Giants, which means the Giants are definitely going to win this division.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the NFC East, and I don't think anyone's ever predicted the NFC East.
You know what? If the Giants were to win this division, I wouldn't be sad. I did get behind them towards the back end of last season. I could root for them.
You weren't there, Joe, but when we interviewed Keanu, and Tim, you weren't there. When we interviewed Keanu, who's a Giants fan, and what did he bring up right at the end? He was Craig, help me out here. You were there as well.
What were we talking about? We talked about.
Oh yeah, he got really angry at me for the Eagles losing the last game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first time I felt the salt person.
That will be interesting though, that game, because obviously first time since it happened. So
yeah.
Oh mate, Jalen Hurts is just the guy though. Oh, honestly, I've been having such fun keeping up with the preseason.
But if we're going on the preseason, then Adam, Nate Peterman's going to be the bloody league MVP, quite frankly.
I
because he's
said
been
it
doing
before
well.
we came on. I told myself, do not get hyped with the preseason. And by the first game, I was like, oh my God, I need to watch the second game, which I am watching tonight. Let's move into the NFC South, Brady's Kingdom. Do you want to start us off, Craig?
Yeah, so I have the Buccaneers taking this rather trash division, to be honest, 14-3. I have the Saints sort of falling from grace a little bit, 7-10. I'd say that's pretty fair. Maybe see them doing like another win or two at a push if they have a decent run of things. I've got the Falcons of 5-12. Obviously losing Julio is a big deal for them. I think we might see a little bit of a drop in production from Ridley, although you could say arguably with Julio missing a good few games each season due to injury, that might not be as big an impact as you'd think. You could make a case there. The Panthers, I've got a 3-14. I think I may have been a little bit harsh on the Panthers there. I said this last season as well, and they proved us wrong. They turned out to be a lot better. So I guess we'll see if they prove us wrong again.
It's on the Darnold. Joe, have you got one out?
I've got actually quite similar to Craig. I've got the Bucks winning this division 15-2. I've got them taking the first seed. Yeah, again, Saints falling a bit. It's going to be a completely different story, I think, with Drew Brees not being there. The Falcons, and there's quite a big drop off. I've got the Falcons at 4-13. It's just a new era there. Be interested to see how that goes. And yeah, I've got the Panthers at 3-14 as well, but I think that's really harsh. But yeah, I want them to do better. I don't want them to be that low. I would really like to see them do well, but I don't know. There's just a lot of question marks with how they're going to be.
I feel like that might be a sentiment we've all echoed. It's like I want them to do better, but they're not.
Yeah, they proved us all wrong last season. Like they were a good team to watch at times. Like they had a good run at one point in the season.
CMC's back. You never know. That could be a real game changer this year.
I think you said they had one good run, and I thought you meant like in the entire season.
No. I meant run of games.
I think they won 3 in a row, didn't they? And then they lost out for the rest of the season or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they were an injured team.
Yeah, they were limping towards the end.
Tim?
So I'm going to stick with what I've written down. I'll explain what I mean. So I've got the Buccaneers winning by a long way, 14-3, taking the number 1 seed. Then I've got the Saints at 7-10, and I've got the Panthers and Falcons both on 4-13. And listening to you there, I think I've got the Panthers too low and I've got the Saints too high. So I wouldn't be surprised if they swap records what I've got down there, but I'm sticking with what I first thought.
I mean, yeah, I think I might echo your sentiment here. I've got Buccaneers 14-3. We've all got them as the 1 seed, and I don't think there's any question why not. They've literally got the same Super Bowl team. I've got the Falcons at 6-11, becoming second. I don't know. I think they've shed some of their older. They've got rid of Julio. And granted, he's a franchise legend. It was the right. I think they'll look back as the right time to get rid of Julio because Calvin Ridley is great. I got the Saints at 5-12. I've got them a bit lower than you guys. I don't think they've fixed it. They've lost a Hall of Fame quarterback, not replaced him, and then about 15 players have fallen off the team.
Yeah, Taysom Hill's not the answer.
They haven't fixed their problems, and like Michael Thomas supposedly is getting traded or wants out or something. The defense has had 3 suspensions and a couple of big players leave for money. They're in cap hell. Like it's not a bright future for them right now. And then I've got the Panthers at 4-13, like you guys. I think it was the games. The games they had, they weren't winning. And it sounds stupid, but sometimes you have a crappy team with easier games, but the Panthers don't have it easy.
I think looking at your predictions there, Adam, I think that's probably the most likely outcome, actually, looking at that. The only thing I'd worry about for the Falcons is everyone's talking about it's fine, Julio's gone, but they've got Kyle Pitts now. And I think if you read everything written about Kyle Pitts in the offseason and replaced his name with Isaiah Simmons, I'll start again. Isaiah Simmons of the Cardinals last year, it's the same sort of thing, athletic freak, and I just don't know if they've got the right position for Kyle Pitts. I mean,
New head coach got what's his name, Arthur Smith from the Titans. He utilized John O. Smith pretty well. So I've always had a little soft spot for the Falcons as well. They are a team I quite like. And they'll finally move into probably the most competitive division in the league, the AFC West.
Yeah, so I've got the Rams taking this division at 12-5 and finishing up as the 3rd seed. I have got the 49ers making a bit of a comeback, 11-6, finishing as the 5th seed. I've got the Arizona Cardinals just squeaking in at 9-8 as the 7th seed. And then I've got the Seahawks, unfortunately. Surprised myself with that one, just missing out on 8 and 9.
A 3-seed division.
It's gonna be, isn't it? I mean, my ones, I've got the 49ers winning this. Just think that people coming back from injury, and Trey Lance does. All reports are saying Trey Lance is the real deal, so it'll be interesting.
But I can't say that about Jalen Hurts.
It's different. It's different. I've got the Rams coming second. I think it could be either one of these two teams to win it. I've got them at 13-4. And getting the 5th seed. Sorry, the 49ers were the 2nd seed. The Seahawks, when I got them going 10-7, sneaking in the 7th seed. And I've got the Cardinals regressing, going 6-11.
Interesting. You've got the Cardinals low. Care to explain yourself?
With the Cardinals, I expected a lot more out of them last year. I thought they were exciting. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if they have that cutting, winning edge the rest of the teams in this division do. I think they're the weakest out of the 4. I think I just don't know. The Cardinals, they bought JJ Watt.
And
JJ Watt's
the wide receiver 2.
But they're 2 very injury prone blokes. How many games are they going to play? I don't know if it's going to be that much. The biggest
question is the running game, I think.
Who are their running backs again? Kenyon Drake.
He's gone. He's at the Raiders now.
Who are their running backs?
Good question.
Kyle Murray.
It's basically Kyler Murray, and I don't know. I think Kyler Murray has to take another big leap, and I don't know if he is ready for that yet. And that's all. That's all I can say. And it's a very tough division.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah, I'm quite similar to Joe. I've got the 49ers at 13-4, taking the 2 seed. I've got the Rams at 12-5, taking the 5 seed. Seahawks 10-7, taking the 7 seed. And I've also got the Cardinals progressing at 6-11. I think Cliff Kingsbury was a little bit Emperor's New Clothes. I think people figured him out quite easily. And now it doesn't look as revolutionary as he did at first. So, yeah. And also, I don't like teams that just sign older players at the end of their careers and think, oh, it's going to be great with JJ Watt and Julio Jones. And
okay, so I've just looked it up. They've got Chase Edmonds as on their depth chart at the moment as their starting running back, and then James Conner as their number 2.
Oh, really?
That's not a bad running room.
Okay,
it's a lot better than what I thought it was.
Hey, what?
You're gonna get at least 2 good games out of James Conner before he gets injured. So
yeah, don't draft the Cardinals running back.
Yeah.
Every time you do, the other one plays.
Yeah.
Looking at this list now, though, they have a lot of people already down as questionable.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Hopkins and Green both being 2 of them.
Yeah, it's not a good start.
No.
They still got like 3 weeks of preseason to get healthy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't read too much into that at the moment. But yeah, I surprised myself because normally I'm quite high on the Seahawks. So I'm sorry, Seahawks fans. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself to say that because they are a team I do get behind. I do quite like, but I don't know. I think at the minute they're just getting left behind a little bit compared to some of the others.
We've got like two very similar opinions between me and Craig and Joe and Tim, because I've got Rams at 13-4, 2nd seed, taking the division like Craig. I got the 49ers with the 5th seeds, 12-5, like Craig, 5th seed at least. 11-6 for the Cardinals. Obviously, I think I'm a bit higher on than you guys, but do see where you're coming from, Tim. Cliff Kingsbury is he needs to do well.
Yeah.
And then I got the Seahawks 8-9. It's a brutal division though. Like every single one of those divisional games, when I was trying to call the winner, I was literally basically going, probably them. Yeah, they play each other every single game. They always play each other so hard.
Yeah, like you said, there isn't really a weak team in this division.
Yeah,
you take these teams and put them up against anyone else outside that division, and they likely are going to come out with a win.
Okay, should we head on into the playoffs, guys?
Yeah. Have you any regular season games that we like the look of?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Let's have a look. Thank you, Joe.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for.
So we did also the big AFC matchup games last week. So we're going to just do some of the all NFC games and mixed ones. So week 1, I've got Cardinals at Titans. I think it's going to be a nice litmus test for 2 offenses that people are expecting a lot from.
Yeah.
Week 2, got the Cowboys at Chargers, because Cowboys offense is grantedly very exciting and powerful. So it's 2 good offenses. And then Saints at Panthers. That's just going to be interesting to see where their levels are at. Week 3's got a lot of them. Packers going to the 49ers. That's what
that'd be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Who will be starting then? That's the question, because that's around the time you'd expect Trey Lance to start at least, or Jimmy Garoppolo at least to start being bad.
So it's going to be Trey Lance against Jordan Love.
I'd imagine. We've got the not the 49ers, the Washington football team going to Buffalo. Big opportunity for the defense to show they're good.
Yep.
And then the Buccaneers going to the Rams. That could be a playoff matchup at some point.
Yeah, that'd be a cracking game.
Week 4, we've got Steelers going to the Packers, we mentioned last week. We've got obviously the Tom Brady game, but going back to Foxborough. And then one of the NFC West matchups, Seahawks and Niners.
I'm calling it now. Steelers Packers is a game I could maybe see the Packers losing.
What, just on defense versus offense?
Yeah, I think that defense. Yeah, I think that defense stops that offense, and if Roethlisberger can squeeze enough out of that offense, I think they win that game.
Who's the Steelers' first cornerback? Because who are they putting on Devontae Adams? So I know Minka's in the backfield, but he's not. Oh, he's Jair Alexander, isn't he? Oh, no, that's the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Devontae Adams is probably the top receiver right now.
I don't know, Joe Hayden? Is he retired?
They've got. We're talking Packers. They've got Lazard. They like throwing to. They've got MVS. They like throwing to. They've just got what's his face back.
We've still got that top running back, Aaron Jones, in the backfield.
Yeah, what Jordy Nelson? I think Jordy Nelson's gone back.
No, Randall Cobb they got.
Yeah.
Randall Cobb, that's the one.
Yeah, they want to get Jordy Nelson back, probably.
Jordy Nelson, jeez.
Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm tired. Yeah, I just couldn't think of his name yet. They got Randall Cobb back, so yeah, granted he is getting on a little bit now in age, but you're talking about someone who had a lot of chemistry with Rodgers, so you would hope that he could sort of just slide them straight back in, and it would be like he never left, even if he is maybe missing a step.
Even if he doesn't play, it's kept Aaron Rodgers happy and kept him at the club, so it's worth it for the Packers to bring him just for that.
Okay, next week 5, Rams at Seahawks, obviously in a West matchup. Week 6, we get the Seahawks at the Steelers, which is a nice Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah.
And Packers at Bears. We all like a bit of Packers at Bears.
How many times do you think they're going to tell us that it's the Steelers rivalry in the NFL in that one? Let's get an over-under going.
Oh, it's going to be higher this year because the Packers have released a throwback from like the 50s or something jersey that they're going to wear. So it's going to be cool even more of the mention. It is nice.
Yeah,
better than their bloody yellow-blue one.
Is it that game that they're bringing out?
I don't know.
It was in October. I think it could be the game after. I remember getting the.
I don't think it's Packers Bears.
Yeah, I quite like the yellow-blue one. Everybody hates it. I quite like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's for the Washington game the week after because I think they're at home.
I wonder if Washington will get some of their old kits out because Washington have some beautiful old kits. burgundy and gold. Week 7, talking about them, we get Washington going to the Packers. I mean, if Ryan Fitzpatrick is not good, then this team's going to be a big disappointment.
That'll be a real test for that O-line.
Yeah.
It's a tough year. I think Washington are a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender because that defense is just nasty. Chase Young's going to be defensive player of the year.
The most up and down quarterback in history.
Yeah.
What else we got there? Oh, we got the Detroit Lions at the Rams. We got the Jared Goff, Matt Stafford game.
Oh, that's going to be a beatdown.
No, I think that'll be fun. You know what? The Lions are a dangerous side. They might come out of the losing end of it more often than not, but quite more often than not, their games are quite close. Yeah, like they're always in it and about, and I think that could be one of them games.
When we had the guy with the most comebacks in the fourth quarter, I think in NFL history, though.
But how much of that always sticking around and being in and about was down to Stafford? I think that's going to be the big question.
Week after, you get Green Bay Packers at the Cardinals, so that's a potential playoff matchup there. Yep. Also have the 49ers going to the Bears. If Trey Lance is starting by then, that's going to be a real trial of fire for him.
Yeah.
I brought this up last time, Raiders at Giants. I don't know. And then Chiefs at Packers, just a big offensive game.
Here's where Raiders at Giants turns out to be one of the games of the season, isn't it? And we've been sitting there giggling
about it.
I know.
I just hope it's shit weather and it's like a 3-0 game.
Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I did think that when you mentioned it. It's like two decent running backs.
Week 10, all NFC competitions. Falcons at Cowboys. That's Mike McCarthy going back to his old team. And obviously two very strong. Falcons aren't really an offense team anymore. But Tom Brady going to Washington, both teams coming off the bye. That is the only team that really gave the Bucs big trouble in the playoffs, interestingly enough.
That was the hardest game.
Might make me sound bitter, but I'm really hoping to just see Washington just pummel them.
That is bitter, yes.
And then we also see Seahawks going to Packers, which I don't know. I just feel like that's two good teams against each other.
Yeah, it's memorable matchups between those two.
Then we get a couple of AFC weeks coming out, but Ravens at Bears. As I said last time, that'd just be a fun little game to see the Bears play. Rams at Packers. That's I think two of us have got them in the championship. Week 13, Niners at Seahawks. Get another West matchup. Number 14, Bills at Bucks. That could be a really good game because I think both are nearly all of our number one seeds at some point with the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Week 15, we're getting Packers at Ravens. So we got the Roberts household matchup.
Yeah.
And got to bring this one at Washington at Philly because that's nearly always a week 1 matchup. But yeah, that is the thing. We nearly always play Washington at week 1, and it's only now they pushed us back to the end. So I think that will be the NFC East towards the latter weeks. Those games matter a lot because it's normally everyone's very close up there or down there.
Have we got a Philadelphia game in the last 4 weeks of the season as possible game of the week?
I wrote the list.
It's a division, it is interdivision, I guess.
We are all going to have to group apologize when Philadelphia really could make the playoffs.
Honestly, I would be I was down on the Eagles nearly all off season. Like I was like, this is a rebuilding year, and but honestly, watching all the stuff, Jalen Hurts, man, Quez Watkins, watch out for him. I'm going to do it. Am I crazy, Philadelphia?
Okay, right. So they play Washington week 17. Okay. Regardless of the result in that game, if it comes down to between Dallas and Washington, who wins the division in that game, do Philly bench the starters or do they go all out and try and beat Dallas?
We did it last time.
I think it depends at the point of if Eagles are playing for the playoffs as well, they'll be playing starters.
Yeah, obviously, but if they're out the running and it's between Washington and Dallas, do they bench the starters or do they dislike the Cowboys enough to want to go all out so they don't win it?
I say they would rest their starters because I feel like Howie Roseman likes Jerry Jones because he's traded with him 2 years on the trot. So I feel like there's a little bit of something there. So we're going to I don't know. But that last, I just think that the NFC's games, they all, in the latter weeks, they have a lot of impact on the seedings for some reason. We'll get to the Dallas Philly game. But week 16, Browns at Packers. That's a good matchup. Wisconsin. Rams at Ravens in week 17. Rams are going to be they might be dead by this point because of injuries, but they could be really strong competing. And then another Philly at Washington. Like I said, I think it's just going to be very instrumental in what takes place in the seedings. For that reason, week 18, Cowboys week, Dallas at Philly. It's just always a good game, and it's week 18. It's going to be prime time because it's always prime time. And like I say, it's going to have impact. And then we've got Niners at Rams. That's going to be intense because two of us have the Niners as the winner, two of us have the Rams as the winner. And that's probably going to be the game that puts the
That's actually it's a great list. There's about 6 or 7 games in there that could be the Super Bowl. In fact, my Super Bowl, not to give it away, is in there somewhere. So some great games in there.
I think mine might be as well, yeah. Fine. Thank you for Joe for reminding me the games of the week because they actually were pretty fun to talk about, especially them NFC East matchups. Ooh. But we'll head on into the wild card now. So Craig, do you want to set us off with your wild card matchup in the NFC?
Okay, so just to remind you, who did I have coming number 1 seed? I had the Bucks as the number 1 seed taking the bye. I have got the 7th seed Cardinals taking on the 2nd seed Packers, and I've got the Packers coming out victorious in that one. I have got the 6th seed Cowboys taking on the 3rd seed Rams, and I have got the Rams coming out victorious in that one. And then I have the 5th seed 49ers taking on the 4th seed Washington, and I have the 49ers upsetting Washington and going through to the next round.
I like that. I could see that. I could see Ryan Fitzpatrick falling in the playoffs. I think it's potentially his first playoff game.
I don't know. Like you said, Washington are good. That defense is good, but they're still quite a young team. Yeah, they made playoff last year, but I don't know. 49ers, I've just got a feeling that I don't want to jinx it, but I've got a feeling that they could do quite well this year.
We said that last year, though, and they shit the bed.
I just think it might take them a bit of time to get going.
Yeah.
Which is why I've got them seeded so low.
That's fair enough. Joe, how have you got this?
Can I please go last? I've just realised I completely messed up my seedings. So I need to quickly do an impromptu remake.
That's fine. Tim, do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah. I've got the 7 seed Seahawks at the 2 seed 49ers, with the 49ers winning that. I've got the 6 seed Cowboys at the Packers, 3 seed. I've got the Packers winning that. Then this was a tough one for me. I've got the 5th seed Rams at the 4th seed Washington football team, but I've got the Rams taking that one.
Cowboys Packers is a beautiful matchup because that's going to rub a lot of pain in the Cowboys' face.
Yep.
Why Rams over Washington? Is it just because it's Stafford over Fitz, or?
Yeah, I think it's the Rams have got the better offense, and as I think history tells us, Fitzpatrick, I don't think he's got a whole season in him. He'll have spurts where he's amazing, normally at the start of the season, but I don't think he can take it all the way through to the playoffs, unfortunately.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Cam Akers out for a little while?
Out for the season, torn ACL.
Whole season, I thought so. So who have they got at running back now?
I don't think it matters. They can plug anyone in. Is it not Darrell Henderson? Yeah.
They picked up someone else afterwards as well. But yeah, I know Darrell Henderson, I think, is their starting running back at this point.
Okay.
Jake Funk. What a name.
On the Rams-Washington matchup, I think an important part of that one will be the way to beat Washington is to shut down Terry, because he's by far their best defensive option. And if you've got Jalen Ramsey, you've got arguably the top shutdown corner in the league right now. So I think they match up well.
Do you think that could defensively wind up being like I don't know. Do you think it just could be one of the lowest scoring offensive games of the season, seeing the Rams go up against Washington?
It could be, yeah, because Stafford's going to have to batter through the Washington team. I'll go for my matchups then. Actually, I've just seen my first matchup, 7 seed Washington at the 2nd seed Rams. I have the Rams winning that one. 6th seed Cardinals at the 3rd seed Philadelphia Eagles. Nothing needs to be said. Cardinals beat them last time, but we're going to beat them down this time. Philadelphia Eagles make it through the divisional, and you might think I'm biased, but I'm not. I'm realistic. I've got the joke. I got the 5th seed Niners going at the 4th seed Packers. Big playoff matchup. I've got the Packers taking that one. I think Aaron Rodgers' experience beats the 49ers.
Stranger things have happened, but a man can dream.
If Philadelphia make it to the playoffs, they're obviously going to be good.
If they make it to the playoffs, I will buy you a pint.
Joe, have you fixed your playoffs?
Yeah, I realised that I didn't really actually mess them up. I just put like the 2 games in the wrong places, so my matchups were correct. So my 7th against 2nd seed, that was Washington football team at the 49ers, and I did the Niners winning that. My 6th seed at 3rd seed was the Hawks at the Cowboys, and I had the Cowboys
big game.
That game. Yeah, and then my 5th seed at 4th seed, I had the Rams going to the Packers, in which I had the Rams winning. So I had the Packers out at the wild card.
There's some big games in that. Rams, Packers, Seahawks, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Ooh, aesthetically, Seahawks at Cowboys would look nice. I don't know why, I just think that. Okay, that's we've got a couple of interesting games in there. Let's mosey on into the divisional, guys. Craig, do you want to remind us who you've got going through and who you've got winning?
Yeah, so I have the number 1 seed as the Bucks, and I've got them taking on the lowest seed going through, which is the 49ers. And I have the 49ers upsetting the Buccaneers.
Trey Lance leading the way.
I have the Packers as the 2nd seed, and the next lowest seed going up against them is the Rams, and I have the Rams upsetting the Packers.
AFC.
So I have 2 upsets going through.
Big NFC West fan there. 2 teams. They're both good games.
Yeah, you'd love to see them both, wouldn't you?
So in your mind, Craig, for 49ers Bucks, is it Jimmy G or is it Trey Lance?
I don't know.
Do you think they can do it without him just based on everything else?
Well, they've got the promised land before with Jimmy G. Like,
yeah.
I think people, as much as people sort of give him stick, like he can do the job that's required.
Can he apprentice out his master?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that if Garoppolo's still there, that it's going to come up against Brady, and this is his redemption day. Like this, you know what I mean? This, yeah.
That'd be a big narrative, wouldn't it? Bloody hell.
It really would. Could you imagine if we called it? Joe.
So I've got the Rams going to the Bucks in my first game, lower seed versus 1st seed. And I've got the Buccaneers winning this one. I think that week off, they recover, rest, and come back even better. And then I've got the Cowboys going to the 49ers, which is a classic. But I've got the 49ers taking that one.
That is a very old school matchup. They in the 49ers actually break the Cowboys streak? Or is that a different team?
Not sure. If you wanted to do throwback uniforms, that would be a good game for it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like those matchups. Bit of a, I was about to say a bit of return to great show on turf, but it was the Patriots, not just Brady. Tim, do you want to go through yours?
Yeah, I've got the lowest remaining seed Rams at the number 1 seed Bucks, and seeing a trend here, the Rams will upset the Bucks. And then I've got the Packers at the 49ers, with the Packers winning.
I like that.
I think me and Tim both have the same 4 teams going through, just playing different games.
Yeah, we do.
How do you have the Rams being the Bucks?
Other than my obvious biases against Tom Brady, I think that Rams have got a good coaching philosophy, and Tom Brady, mark it down, it's me saying it again, Tom Brady will get old eventually, and I think this will be the season where he can't last.
Jinxed it. He's just got 2 more years from that.
I know he hasn't.
I think I follow quite a lot of you guys on these. I've got my Packers going to the Bucks. I do have Aaron Rodgers out-muscling Tom Brady for that. I just think it's always a narrative. I love Aaron Rodgers going against Tom Brady to prove that he's better, and I see him winning this time.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that one. I don't know if sorry to just cut you short. I don't know if I see the Packers O-line holding up against that Bucks defense.
That's fair. I just love the narrative of Aaron Rodgers finally beating Tom Brady.
Yeah, I would enjoy
like
that.
Full angry Aaron Rodgers, I'm leaving the team this season. I'm going to fucking win.
Yeah, I would enjoy that.
He's had enough tries, hasn't he?
And then in a close matchup, we've got Philadelphia going to LA to play the Rams. And unfortunately, the Philadelphia. Like I said, I'm playing it realistic, not biased. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Rams. I think if Matt Stafford gets the Rams to the playoffs, they are going to be brutal. They're just going to tear teams apart because they're going to have to be healthy by then to be doing well in the playoffs. Okay, let's move on to the championships games. So do we want to remind everyone what our AFC winner was as well? So when we go to the Super Bowl, we know what we're doing. Or yeah, we'll do that at the Super Bowl, sorry.
Yep.
What's everyone's NFC championship game look like?
Okay, so I've got the 49ers at the Rams, and I've got the 49ers, even as the one of the lower seeds, squeaking all the way through to the Super Bowl.
What seed were they for you? Is that a 7? Oh.
They were I want to say 5th seed. Yeah, they were my 5th seed, and I've got them going all the way.
I like that. Always like a wild card team in there.
Yeah. I've got the 49ers as well going to the Buccaneers. And I've actually got the 49ers going and winning this game. So they're also going to go through to the Super Bowl for me.
And I've got the 5 seed Rams at the 3 seed Packers. And I've got an angry Aaron Rodgers going through to the Super Bowl.
Pretty much the same thing, but you can give the Packers the 4th seed and the Rams the 2nd seed. But angry Aaron Rodgers gets himself into a Super Bowl.
Why is he so angry? Like
it's a cliche that he plays better angry, and he's not been angrier than he has this season, threatened to leave the team. And it's true though, whenever he's pissed off or feels slighted, he plays better. And this season, he's just feeling really angry.
I really like the sound of that Browns-Packers game.
Oh yeah, should we quickly touch on everyone's AFC winner again? Or we'll just go through the Super Bowls. So Craig, hit us off with your start.
Yeah, so I've got the 49ers going up against the Chiefs, and I've got them unfortunately faltering against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes doing it again, as you can tell by the excitement in my voice.
Do you see the Chiefs just as dominant as they were Super Bowl year then?
I think they do. I think after the way they went out last year, I think they've got a point to prove now, so they are going to come in playing angry, I think.
Okay, I think their O-line's going to be a bit weaker, and it's going to show because they had a very good O-line before both their tackles went down and out. Joe?
I've got a very 90s matchup of the 49ers and the Bills. However, it pains me to say I've got the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl this year for the first time.
I'd like that matchup. That'd be a cool matchup. Jerseys would look great.
Yeah, blue v red. What more can you want?
Yeah, I'd quite like to see the Bills win, finally.
How about you?
I've got the Browns at the Packers in what should be a spectacular Super Bowl with the Packers winning.
That'd be a cool Super Bowl. I like that.
I think that would be a cracking game. I think they're two teams that would be really good to see go against each other.
And I think that will mean then that Aaron Rodgers will walk off in the sunset and join some other team.
Yeah, that's a good question. If Aaron Rodgers wins the Packers a Super Bowl this year, does he just say, see ya? I mean,
I think this is his last season. Either way, I think he's off.
Okay.
You really think he'd join another team, or do you not see him just retiring as a Packer?
I think he's pissed
It's
off.
a tough one.
I don't think his heart's in it anymore. I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I don't think he would join another team.
I think he's doing it to piss the Packers off, though, to literally be like, look what I could have done as well.
Yeah, because he's not got the Jeopardy job in shock American game show news. They've not given him the job he wanted, which was the Jeopardy host.
I think it went to Lamar, what's his name, from Reading Rainbow.
It went to Amy Fowler Fawcett, whatever her name is, from Big Bang Theory. It's not a real name.
Which one? Oh,
The one that's
The one that was,
with Sheldon.
yeah.
Amy, what's her name?
oh, that one.
It's Farrah Foster or something like that. The one that was, if anyone remembers, she was Blossom back in the day.
From
What
Powerpuff,
do you remember? Hey?
from Powerpuff Girls.
No, there was a program from Blossom back in, it must have been the 80s.
I was a big Cartoon Network kid. I like
Yeah, Mojo Jojo.
Oh, Jojo.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd ever come across Powerpuff Girls on this pod, but there's face for everything.
I mean, let's get back in the Super Bowl. I have the Buffalo Bills going to play Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Oh, it's not in Green Bay, but Buffalo Packers game. I think that'll be fun.
It would be fun.
The two gunslingers.
So this game as well, it's in LA, isn't it? So all of us have got the Rams going quite deep, but we don't think it could be 2 years in a row of a team playing Super Bowl in their home stadium.
I'm really annoyed that
possibility.
the Bucs got to do that. Like, because I know the Vikings were really close in 17, 18. But
Yeah.
they got knocked out in the championship. And it's like, it's been a thing that no team's ever done it. And then fucking Brady went and joined the team and just instantly went like, he knew. He was like, the Bucs are playing the Super Bowl.
I don't
have to do it.
I just don't agree with it. I think it should be a neutral field no matter what. Just why don't they just do? I don't understand. There's probably logistics behind it. Why can't you just do college stadiums? Just go around and do it that way.
I mean, it makes sense to do something like Michigan or Ohio State because they're just massive stadiums.
Yeah.
The answer is weather and money.
Yeah, I was
Because
about
they
to
can't do it in outdoor stadiums because they want it to be
True.
primarily an indoor stadium just in case. Because they got lucky when they had it in an outdoor stadium in New York a few years ago. They just missed a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And also they want to make as much money as possible. So putting it in an NFL stadium will make them more money.
Problem with the New York game as well is it was so cold, you could tell it was putting a lot of people off. So I think that since that New York game, they've not really done a cold weather one since. They've tried to dodge it, I think.
Well, they were obviously
And also
Minnesota, but they have the new US Bank Stadium.
Yeah. It's all indoors.
The stadium's not even in New York. It's miles away from New York. So
Yeah,
you're stuck out in the middle of a bloody swamp in New Jersey.
Rutherford.
I've just realised what I forgot to say because I wrote down my winning and losing streaks. So I told you about the Patriots went 6-0. Texans went 0-11. NFC, I had the Saints going on a losing streak, 0-5, and then finally beating the Seahawks. And then the Titans and the 8-0 Rams I had. So thought it'd be interesting to go through my streaks because I had the Patriots up quite high as well.
It's interesting. I like the fact that we've got some teams that are similar, like 2 Bills in the Super Bowl. We got 2 49ers, 2 Packers. Like, it's quite nice to see that we're similar, but not exactly the same.
Out of all the teams that didn't make the playoffs, who do we think has the biggest chance to be something like completely other than what we expect and just be good?
Is this our own?
Yeah, each one of us pick one.
And this is AFC and NFC, yeah?
Yeah, AFC and NFC.
That's a tough one.
Ooh.
Off the top of my head, Steelers.
I'm going to say Broncos.
I had the
I'm gonna say
Steelers missing out.
Chargers.
I'm going to say the Bears.
Ooh, I was thinking Bears.
Yeah. I'm going to say Bears for the NFC. So Chargers, AFC, Bears, NFC for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Chargers and Steelers are both borderline kind of playoffs.
I'd say Steelers, AFC, and then NFC, I'd say, who do I have quite low there? I'd say Seahawks, I had just missing out. They could prove me wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. I do like watching the Seahawks.
I'm going to go out on a limb for my AFC. I'm going to go for the Jags.
I was thinking the Jags. Trevor Lawrence could just be the player.
I don't know. That's a big jump.
And they've cut Tim Tebow, so that's them out of the Super Bowl running.
But they made their shirt sale,
Yeah,
so
that
it's
was
happy
just to
days.
sell jerseys, isn't it?
The Jags are in a division that could crumble because if the Titans was like imagine if Arthur Smith like the Eagles with Frank Reich were, you took away the OC and that team just crumbled. I wonder if that happens with the Titans because there's a chance if that does happen. Obviously, the Texans are Texans. The Colts could have a bad season, like we've said, with the injuries already piling up. Is a chance the Jags could kind of slip from underneath and just pull it out if Trevor Lawrence is advertised.
I don't
Every
blame
time I
them.
hear Arthur Smith's name, though, I just think of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I don't blame them cutting Tebow after seeing that block.
Yeah.
Oh God, that block was just shocking.
That was bad. Especially for a guy that big. How can a guy that big run into someone and like him just brush it off like nothing even happened?
As the linebacker ran past him, was kind of like, what was that? Something hit me.
It was crazy. Like it was like just I don't know. He just bounced off him, and it was like he didn't even like Tebow just ran into a wall. And Tebow's a big guy.
Yeah, he is. But everyone, let us know what you think of our seedings. Let us know how you've got the playoffs panning out. Let us know where we're wrong and why the Eagles are going to do well. But yeah, you can check all our stuff out. We're going to get graphics out on our social medias. Joe, have you got them?
Yeah, our Twitter and Instagram is at TAFS_UK. And our Facebook is That American Football Show. So all you Saints fans that hated on us last year, feel free to go ahead because we've put you even worse this time around.
We should have almost like a trade deadline, like a trash talking deadline. Like past week 4, just leave us alone.
Yeah.
And we're waiting to hear from you, Mr. Gangrene.
Yeah. It would be nice for the Jets this time around. So
Yeah.
there you go.
The Jets guy.
Yeah, you told us off for saying that I think the best of us put 5 wins, and that was just.
Yeah.
And
We were wrong. He was right in that effect. We were totally wrong about the Jets' predictions.
Yeah,
they were worse than we predicted.
we were too nice.
I want to point out my 2 wins was spot on. I was very nice and realistic to him.
Okay. You can also see all the stuff on our YouTube, which look at That American Football Show. Make sure you're looking at Lockdown Lids. They've got some really great stuff coming up. Craig, what's kind of stuff they got on right now?
I'm not sure what's going up right now because they're doing their draws tonight, but I am being told that there are some big things coming over the next few weeks. And to celebrate the start of the season, there's a few fairs that they've not up there before. So they're going bigger and better and taking things to another level. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. I'd also like to give a shout out to a Facebook group that I've been in contact with for the last couple of days and talking to called Learn American Football. If you're interested in getting into American football, into coaching, it's a good resource. It's a good tool. Join the group, have a look at the stuff on there. They've got loads of videos, drills, tips, articles, etc. to help just improve your game and improve your knowledge of the game.
Okay, and we've also got a giveaway coming up. So do keep your eyes out for that. It will be all over our social medias though, so make sure you're following. Leave us any feedback that you've got for us. Please let us know. But thank you everyone for listening. Anything we want to say before we get off, guys? No problem. Make sure you head over and check out our friends at EP Sports for all your NFL equipment needs, and we will see you next week.
Just win, baby.